What's up, y'all? Today we're gonna tell you everything you need to know about the best small towns in Alabama. This is the list for top 10 best small towns in all of Alabama, so stay tuned.
This was tricky because there's so many great spots here in Alabama, but I really think we narrowed it down for y'all.
We based this list on stats like crime, cost of living, schools, and as Jess would say it, just the overall cuteness of the area.
Because that's important too, it has to be cute.
Yeah. Now, with that being said, we also take into consideration other things like history, reputation, and scenery. So let's get going. Here's our top 10 best towns in Alabama, starting with number 10, and that's Orange Beach. Starting in with number 10, and that's Orange Beach.
What's really cool about Orange Beach is that it's a family beach vacation place, and it's not really known for like wild drunken college crowds like say Daytona Beach, for example. It's really all about the families here, and one of the main attractions at Orange Beach is obviously that sugary white sand and the beautiful water, but it also has the wharf, and the wharf is a family entertainment district / attraction, and it has the tallest Ferris wheel in the entire southeast, which is pretty cool, especially when you go up there. You can see all the water, and it's just got these really awesome views. He always thinks it's so crazy that there's this ginormous like Ferris wheel. It's 120 feet high, and you know, we get hurricane winds and like just crazy storms, but I mean, it works out for whatever. They must have that thing like reinforced. And so if you're an attention seeker, a thrill seeker. If you're a thrill seeker.
I wouldn't say I'm an attention seeker, maybe a thrill seeker. I mean, if you want to go skydiving, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, have fun with that. He's going on that Ferris wheel, and I'm gonna be safe on the ground.
I don't need Facebook likes.
I'm afraid of heights. I don't do it. I don't do heights. I'm more of a zoo person for excitement, and we actually have a really cool zoo. One of our family favorite activities in Orange Beach is the Alabama Gulf Coast Zoo. It's a lot safer than that Ferris wheel or skydiving.
Yeah, it really is a great interactive zoo. It's smaller, but very well kept. And there are animal experiences there, so that's pretty cool.
And it's decently priced.
Yeah, it is. And there's just these cool interactions you can do with sloths and lemurs and kangaroos. And not to mention, you know, you can feed the giraffes. That's pretty cool. The zookeepers are super nice there. They love answering your questions. And I don't know, I think it's fun to just ask them questions and interact with them.
A lot of people complain to say that this zoo is overpriced, and I just want to say your admission price is supporting the facility and feeding the animals and maintaining all those animal habitats so that they can thrive. So look at it as a donation and be kind, people.
Yeah, I mean, I look at it like that with my kids. So
we have
same thing. Next coming in is number 9 is Fairhope. Fairhope is another city in Baldwin County, and this beautiful little town is actually growing more and more every single day. So we put it high on the list because it seems like it wants to be a bigger town, and it might be heading in that direction. Well, I don't know. I guess it kind of depends on who you talk to. I think it's still such a quaint and quiet little town, but the locals will definitely tell you different. They just hate, you know, how it's been going for the past 20 years. And I know they hate that there's been at least 10 grocery stores added and 20,000 more people. So I don't know. It really depends.
Yeah, there really is a lot of grocery stores. You've got a Greer's, a Piggly Wiggly, and there's an Aldi, and there's 3 Publix, Winn-Dixie. There's a health food store. There are so many grocery stores in that town. So moral of the story is this place has a small town feel, but it also has a lot of stores, and the population is going up to the point where you have an excessive amount of places to shop for your groceries. So
growing.
You know it's growing. It's on the beautiful shoreline of Mobile Bay, so there's some major appeal there. So if you like to fish or see phenomena like a Jubilee, then you're in for a real treat.
And the Jubilee is truly a sight to see. You have fish and crabs and shrimp, and they just come up right on the shoreline, and you can go out there with a net and just swoop them up. I love the trim of Fairhope. It has everything you can imagine, from boutiques and floral arrangements downtown, and the schools are highly rated, which was a must for us. Fairhope is a crowd pleaser for sure, and so many people just dream of moving here, so it's definitely belongs on top of that list.
Number 8 is Magnolia Springs. So Magnolia Springs is just below Fairhope, and the town is located at the headquarters of the Magnolia River. This place is like the cover photo for Southern living. If you close your eyes and you picture a small southern town that's super charming, this is what you'd be imagining. The beautiful little area only has about 700 to 800 residents. It's legit smaller than Mayberry.
I was gonna say that, and Magnolia Springs is only 9 miles inland from the Alabama Gulf Coast beaches, but they do have water because Magnolia Springs is tucked away on the Magnolia Springs River.
They also have a new Dollar General where you can pick up some of the basics, and they also have one of the most popular fine dining restaurants called Jesse's. Just call ahead for reservations because this is a very well-known spot for locals and visitors alike, and there's always a way to get in there.
So number 7 really has an old history dating back to the famous Revolutionary War, and that's Spanish Fort. Spanish Fort is one of the oldest cities in the US, having first been settled in 1712. Spanish Fort stretches out in Mobile Bay and has the delta where 5 waterways flow into Mobile Bay. I love Spanish Fort personally because it offers a lot of amenities, but also has everything you'd want and need, from dealerships to shopping to a bowling alley to great schools and restaurants. I mean, what more can you ask for?
Some of our favorite restaurants are in Spanish Fort, right on the causeway, and let me tell you, this is where you're gonna find the best seafood, hands down. Now, you don't get a Gulf of Mexico view here, but you do get to see Mobile Bay, and it does not disappoint, especially at sunset.
But my absolute favorite thing about Spanish Fort has to be how spread apart everything and everyone is. Homes have larger lots, mature trees, and it reminds me of like a rural place to live in without having to be rural, if that makes sense. It's like having the best of both worlds.
Yeah, and I gotta say, it's also a great place to be at. If you're an outdoor enthusiast, you can hike, bike, fish, and explore Blakely State Park, which is in the heart of Spanish Fort. But next on the list is Dauphin Island, coming in at number 6, where you can find a 3-bed, 2-bath residential home seconds from the beach with taxes around $3,000 or less a year. That alone is enough to make me love this place, but it's not the only reason. If you love small town living and you don't want to deal with touristy attractions like in Gulf Shores or Orange Beach, then this is going to be the place to be. This is a beach spot where you can actually relax, and if you live here full time, everyone is sure to know your name.
This is somewhere you truly relax. Personally, I think if you wanted that small beach town vibe, this is the only place you need to consider. Or if you're an outdoor enthusiast who just likes to go out there and fish all day and boat and paddleboard, or you just like being close to the water, this is going to make the most sense.
Now let's say you want all of that, but within a half an hour to 45 minutes away, then I'd suggest Saraland. So coming in at number 5, Saraland is a small town in Mobile County with about 15,000 residents. This is a rapidly growing community where people are truly involved with their schools, their sports, and their church.
And their schools broke away from the Mobile County School District and formed their own because that's how much they support their education.
Yeah, my absolute favorite spot in Saraland that I just have to mention is Mocha's Coffee House. It's a small coffee shop, and just knowing that Mobile is super close so you can get to anything, yet far enough away to have that small town feel, is the best thing about Saraland.
Downtown Mobile is less than a 20-minute drive from Saraland, so you can easily enjoy downtown Mobile for dinner and drinks and then head right back home to your quiet small town.
Number 4 on the list is a little place in northeast Mobile County that was named the safest place in all of Alabama, and that's Satsuma. And Satsuma is actually just north of Saraland, which we just spoke about.
And if you don't know what a Satsuma is, you probably haven't visited the South or the Gulf Coast for that matter, but they're these small, sweet, seedless citrus fruits, and they're grown all over Alabama. I just bought a Satsuma tree. Yeah, that's what I said. Tree for our backyard so that we can go outside and just pick them whenever we want because they're that good.
So good. And something pretty cool about this place is its history. So the town was named after the actual fruit that Tony just spoke about, because Satsumas were such a booming crop in Mobile and Baldwin counties back in the late 18 and early 1900s. In fact, the city of Satsuma in northeast Mobile County was originally called, do you know what it was called? No, you don't. It was Fig Tree Island. Isn't that weird? But it was renamed in 1915 to reflect the dominant Satsuma industry in the area. So they were the #1 cash crop in the South, Satsumas.
There you go. Satsuma is also another area that broke away from Mobile schools and was very proud to do so. They're ranked right underneath Saraland for Niche's best place to raise a family. So check that out right here.
Number 3 on the list is Loxley. Loxley is the epitome of small town southern living. I know it for its quaint little strawberry festival each year. There's a civic center located in the middle of a nice park where everyone gathers for local events, and there's the Burris Farm Market, which is also a local staple.
It is. It's a safe and happy place to raise a family, but be prepared to drive into another town for work because there's not going to be a whole lot going on with the population that's less than 3,000.
Yeah, it's a super quiet little town. So number 2 for best small towns in Bama is going to be Silverhill. Now this is the smallest of smallest towns that I've ever been to. Population is barely 1,000 residents, and it's a very nice close-knit community where you can expect cute festivals during those warm months. Remember, cuteness factor, that's a big one. And there's gonna be really great holiday displays. The policemen will actually escort children across the streets during school hours. So it's just a super wholesome place to live.
Yeah, and even though it's super small, it's right in the middle of Baldwin County, so it's fairly convenient to everything around. And I know for sure they have some good Mexican food.
Yeah, they do. Okay, on to number 1, numero uno, the cream of the crop. We're talking Point Clear, Alabama. Now, if you're a fan of our channel, you might think, hey, doesn't Point Clear have a well-known golf course? And it does, Lakewood Golf Course, but that's not the reason why we chose this little town of 2,000 people. Everyone who visits Point Clear remembers it for the rest of their lives. From the real estate, the views of Mobile Bay at sunset, the Grand Hotel. The Grand Hotel is so beautiful with all of their flowers and their walking paths, the pools, the spa. The list goes on and on and on, and there's a nice little sandy beach.
They've got a cannon they fire every single day at 4 o'clock as a celebratory salute to its history and our great military, and the Walsh House restaurant.
Wash House.
That's what I said. You gotta check it out. Best restaurant around.
Bottom line, you will not forget Point Clear.
So thanks for watching our list of top 10 best small towns. And if you need help choosing a small town to live in right here in Alabama, make sure you guys give us a call.
Yep, give us a call, guys. We'll see you soon.
See y'all later.